Hey everyone, Matt here on another edition of Ask Ron. Ron, how are you doing today?
Well, other than having computer problems this morning and have to get on the iPad to do this and have this crappy view, I'm doing fine.
Sorry, you still look good, Ron. Don't worry.
Well, they're not going to learn anything by looking at me anyway.
That's right. All right. Well, it's almost Thanksgiving. In our Thanksgiving episode of Ask Ron, we have 6 questions for today.
Okay.
All right. The first one we have is from Larry, who is in Texas.
Hey, Larry.
Larry says, "It is my understanding that we can now do a lease purchase in Texas. Are there special rules or is it like a regular lease purchase in other
Yep.
states?"
Well, actually, you could always do them. I was totally misinformed. But after talking to Scott Horn out of Texas, who probably should be your attorney, who clearly understands lease option and does them and does a lot of them, along with owner financing, the rules are very simple. You can only option it for 6 months. But that doesn't mean they have to move at the end of the option period. But they have to be notified that the option has been canceled. And if you don't notify them on the 159th day, then you are putting yourself in a position to where they can come back and get all the money back that they gave you. So it means that you have to have an attorney involved in it, which you would anyway, and just comply with the rules. So point blank, I asked him, can the tenant stay in the house? Sure, you don't have to move the tenant out. Option expires. That still doesn't mean you can't give them credit for the auction deposit later on if they buy. So doesn't prohibit you from lease optioning them in Texas. Just got different rules in most places.
Nice. All right. There you go, Larry. Moving on, the next 3 questions are going to be from Perzina, who is in Georgia. Perzina says, "How do you determine the ARV of a property? Is there a video explaining it?"
Uh, I don't know. Is there a video on the Gold Club that explains it? I'm not sure if there is or there isn't. So I don't know how to answer that. Do you know?
Not off the top of my head, but I'll do a quick search and I'll respond to her if there is a video. If not, it might be a great idea for a weekly lesson.
If not, I'll create one
There
because
we
I
go.
teach that. I teach that at every boot camp, and we go on dreams. That's our CRM to find them, and it's a really great place to find them. And all comps are all there together, but there is truly an art in reading the comps, and most people lose. A lot of people lose deals because of it, and a lot of sellers put their house on the market too cheap because they believe the Zestimate, which is almost never correct, and that's a advantage to us. But disadvantage is that investors have to learn how to read the comps because you kill your own deal if your comps are you're rereading them too low, and you have to take the top two best qualified comps and ignore the rest. The top two and ignore the rest. Dreams make it very easy. Just push on the ones that meet the criteria, and it adds them up for you and does its own math and tells you what the house is worth.
Nice. Yeah, Dreams is a great system for sure. All right. Perzina's next question is, can a homeowner with a bank-owned loan do a terms deal on their own primary home?
Well, they can, but you know, I'm not worried about the bank calling the loan due, but I'd worry more about it if it was my name on the loan. You'd be better off lease optioning the property. And if you lease option it, the bank cannot call the loan due. If you sell it with owner financing, they can.
Okay,
They probably won't, but they can.
got it. So maybe
Okay.
get a lease option,
Lease
Perzina.
option's better anyway. Retain the ownership, get all the goodies. Don't sell the house with owner financing. If you lease option it now to somebody else, you still now you can start depreciating it where you weren't even depreciating it when it was your home.
Yeah. All right. And then Perzina's last question is, do you partner with students on deals? If so, how can that be done?
I partner with students on deals if they have one of our mentors, because I have to work with the mentor, because the mentor is the one that's going to do all the things that are necessary during the purchase and sale of the property, or help them do it anyway. If you want to know about our mentoring system, just call the office, 800-567-6128. And it's 6 months with you one-on-one.
I can't beat that.
And a lot of those folks do deals during mentoring. Some of them do multiple deals.
All right, they're coming down to the last two questions here. The next one is from Carlos, who's up in Virginia. Carlos says, what would you do in this situation, Ron? The property was purchased on a 5-year term and turned into an Airbnb short-term rental producing a terrific
Mhm.
monthly cash flow.
Yeah.
The term is expiring and the owner wants the property back if he's not cashed out. Would this be a situation that you would want to personally guarantee debt, or would this be a situation where your private money could be a solution?
Private money is not going to be the solution unless your purchase price is way below the actual R. Guaranteeing debt is never the solution. There is no time when I would want you to do that. So frankly, if you can't talk him out of it, you're going to have no choice but to give the property back to him and go do another Airbnb elsewhere. Now, he doesn't have to extend the note on it, but if you haven't paid him off in the 5-year term, then you haven't done what you agreed to do. So smartest thing for you to do is just get out of it peacefully, give him the property back. Of course, he's going to pay the closing costs and get over it. Unless you've got some friend or something that will lend you the money to pay him off at a decent rate, which is still going to produce you probably don't care about a high payment because you got the Airbnb in there. So, I don't know the numbers. You didn't give me the numbers. You didn't give me the RV. You didn't give me what the loan is, but it's not impossible for you to find somebody that that'll lend you the money secured by the property. So I wouldn't give up on that, but I think that's the only exit that I see.
Yeah. All right, there you go, Carlos. And then now we're down to our last question, Ron. This one's from Thomas, and he does not give his state, but Thomas says, how will taxes work on the down payment?
How will taxes work on the down payment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm assuming he's saying when I put a tenant buyer in the property and collect the down payment. Is that how you read it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're probably going to be paying short-term capital gains on that because it's non-refundable. But even if you do, when the house does cash out, your accountant should go back and treat it as long-term capital gains and give you a credit for it because it was a long-term hold, but nobody knew that in the beginning. And you should have a conversation with your CPA, and because the one that's actually going to be doing your taxes. But that's the way I see it. You got to pay taxes up front. You get some of it back when you cash out of the house.
Awesome.
You're only paying taxes on the amount you receive now, not on the whole deal because you haven't sold it.
Well, Thomas, there you go. Ron, I think that's all we have for today.
Well, that was easy, everybody. I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. And look at here, man, the year's almost gone already. I can't believe it's the end of November. It seems like we just got started good. That's how fast time flies. And trust me, the older you get, the faster it flies. Get out there and get to work. See you next week.